Okay, today is day two of checking out this new game, Torn. So I played a little bit yesterday after episode one, leveled up again, and was able to join a faction danger. So the faction leader seemed like a really good guy, very helpful. So far for a game that seems to be focused on underhanded dealings and crime and murder and arson, everyone in this game seems very, very willing to help. I was also able to join the Discord. A lot of good people in there, a lot of people willing to give help. And today we'll just go over some of the takeaways that I got from asking questions and doing my research. So, one of the largest things is wanting to make sure that you are training as often as you can. But training does coincide with happiness. So, the more happiness you have for a max and fullness, the higher amount that you'll get. You have different gems that give different bonuses. So you can see here on your starter gem, there's two different ticks here of whenever you add to those in, right? Now when we go into the next one, you see that we go a little bit higher. And then here on the most recent one is the largest we can get. So what I've been focusing on was I'm trying to be as efficient as possible, so I'm upgrading the stat that's the largest in the gym that I'm in at the time. So I'm feeling they're all pretty useful over the long term. So for this one, previously I was focusing in on defense because it's the largest percentage. And then this one, it appears to be speed. Defense seems slightly behind it, but I did throw a lot more into that. And then strength and dexterity are a little bit further, a little bit less, but pretty close. I don't know that there's a significant difference of output, but we're still focusing mostly on speed. So you can see that I've gotten it fairly high compared to my strength and dexterity, but we're going to throw in. So we added one, you can see that we got 0.33. And this seems to be randomized. So we got actually even less here, 0.31, 0.29. So not all that good. So then we go into the speed, and we get 0.4. So it does appear that it's a pretty substantial difference based on this production here. So our speed versus dexterity. So it does seem that this amount of ticks is actually enough to make it worth actually focusing in on whatever the bonus is. So our speed is increasing our chance of hitting the opponent. I'm guessing that the speed and dexterity stack against each other, so the better correlation of your speed to their dexterity will make it more likely you hit. And then our strength kind of coincides with defense, I'm assuming. So the harder amount of strength that you have, the more it'll bypass their defense. And the higher defense you have, the more that it'll negate out their strength. So, and then it seems another large aspect is attacking other players. And that's, I guess, how we're going to get the majority of our abilities here. So let's just open up a random person. So this is a level 100, right? He's been playing for over 2,000 days, which is, wow, a lot. So he's a founder of Omni Cobalt. So this is not a guy that we're obviously going to be able to fight with. He is married. I haven't gone into the married aspect and what the bonuses are and benefits, but I would be interested to find out. So we can do fights, and then another large thing is our crimes. So let's look into our crime here. And what I found is kind of the further down on this, the less likely it is that we're going to be able to succeed in any of this. Additionally, once we kind of get here, I think almost all of these require skills or items in order to use at all. So search for cash seems like that is a 100% guarantee you're going to get a small amount of cash. Seems to be around like 7 to 20 bucks is the average, which even at having 6,500 bucks is not much. But when you really start getting up and further along, it seems like this is pretty much useless. This is not where we want to be. The copy media is something that I've been having to do. And it says that we get a different amount based on what people like. And I'm just not sure what that is. So we were able to sell one, we got 7 bucks. So not a whole lot. So let's change crime. And let's just sell pop CDs. We got $9. So still not a whole lot in the greater scheme of things. All right, we can go into the pickpocketing. So I've only been able to successfully pickpocket a couple people. And I've spent a lot of energy here. So I've been dropping about 5 or so. So the lawyer I actually got arrested doing. So the businessman has straight up failed. The hobo just keeps waking up, and the kid just laughs at me and runs away. So let's see if we can have any better results here. So the kid, oh no. So I tried to kidnap a kid and got put into prison. Oh no. So I'm in jail. So this is no fun. So you can see that based on the severity of the crime, the longer you're in the jail. So let's see, we'll be in jail for another 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 28 seconds. So not a whole lot else. We can't really do anything else. So we can use 7 nerve to try to escape, but we don't actually have that. So we'll just do a brief overview, and then we'll come back whenever we're out of jail. Right. Oh, so Unholy Now failed to bust me out, but then bailed me out of jail. So cool. So level 98. We'll just thank it. And we're just going to ask for a little bit of charity. And see if he actually responds or not. So that'd be cool. Maybe he'll send us some money, because 6,500 bucks is just not a whole lot of money. All right. Another item that I did that we can go over is actually upgraded from my shack to a trailer. And so looking here, looking at the shack, it has a 0 per day upkeep and 100 happiness and 0 staff cost. Now going into the trailer, we get an additional 10 happiness, which I'm not sure is a real big bonus here. And we have a $10 a day upkeep. But I think it is worth it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be really a thing to do. Now, if we go into the city, we go over here to the estate agents. And this has the big list of properties here that we can buy. Something I overlooked the first time that I was looking until I read a guide was that we want to look at the rental market. So we might want to look at renting a property that's going to give us more happiness, right? So let's look at this. So we can do a $200 a day upkeep, gives us 650 happiness as opposed to 110, and it's going to cost us $11 per day. So that's pretty good. So I think we're actually going to try to rent this place. And so we have this for 100 days for 1,100 bucks. So we are down a little bit of money, but this is going to help us, as now we have 650 as opposed to 100. So we should be able to let this build up here, and then whenever we go train, we'll have big boost. Now I probably should have looked a little closer at the rentals here. I got a little excited because all of those were significantly higher yesterday, but probably shouldn't have been a rush. I heard the mansion was a good one. So yeah, this is $2,000 per day still, which is a bit above what we can afford. 1,100, still quite a bit above what we can afford. 91, which is even better. So let's view that. But yeah, we don't have $9,000, so it's still would have been a little bit better, but it's only 800 from 600, which I don't feel like is that large of an impact for the level we are. And then this is $10 a day, which is actually cheaper, and this would have gave us $725. So yeah, we should have done a little bit more research. And you know what? I think we're gonna just waste that other 1,000, and let's just move into the 725. So let's move into this property. Okay, now let's see what happens in the Properties tab when that happens. So I wonder if we can, I was wondering if we could sublease it, but that would be cool. So if we could move into this, sell this property. Let's see if we can lease this. Let's see if we can do. Okay, so we can directly lease a property to somebody. Okay. Add this property to the rental market. It would be nice if they pulled up the cost. So let's go back into the city. Let's take a look at the rental market for trailers here. See if there's any at all. All right, so we got somebody willing to do 0 per day for $100. So let's just throw it in for like 5 and see what happens. So their happiness is 165, so they updated it. So let's just go back to our properties. Let's try to lease it. Cost of rent. We'll say 5. Amount of days. We'll do 30. Feel like someone might. Oh no, we don't have upkeep cost paid on this. Do we want to pay that? Or do we want to just sell it? I feel like we might just sell this one. So we can just sell it to the estate agent for $37.40. Let's look at the market and see what they're going for on there. Selling market. Let's see, trailers. So 6,000, they're all at 165. So I wonder. So 110. Yeah, well that's just crazy. No one's going to be spending that. 7,000, 6,000, 5,000. Looks like a lot of 5,000, 4,500, 3,800. So yeah, well, I'm just curious. Let's look at the beach houses and let's scroll over. So it appears there is nowhere near as many available there, but the low price seems to be $490 for 300. Alright, so I guess we just slowly wait for this to fill up. We can eat chocolate and other items whenever we're out of jail, so I think we are out of jail. So let's go to the city. Look at the sweet shop. We can buy some of these. That's 25. This is 25. So yeah, these have the same impact. But this one's $25 as opposed to 500. Or we can steal this stuff. So let's go here. Let's go to larceny. Actually, hold on. Wrong one. Let's go back. We want to go to shoplifting. There we go. Sweet shop. Takes 4 nerves, so we can do 1. Let's see if we get a big box of chocolate bars. Feeling happy for ourselves. So let's check out our items. And now we have a big box of chocolate. So we can eat this, and it'll give us 35 happiness. Okay. So we're saying 5 for every 15 minutes. So that's 7 triggers, which is 1 hour and 45 minutes. So we basically boosted this by 1 hour 45 minutes by eating the chocolate bar. All right. So we're going to wait and try to bank up as much as this, and let's just see what the difference of happiness impacts. We do have some of this cannabis. I had tried some a little this morning, so let's see if we're off our cooldown. And we are. We roll up and smoke a joint of cannabis, and that gave us some more nerve. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're just going to go into crimes, and we're just going to try to shoplift a whole bunch more chocolate. There we go. We got 3 more chocolates. Let's go into our items. And let's just gorge ourselves on some chocolate. There is a maximum amount that you can eat in a 24-hour period. So it's basically equivalent to 1 an hour, I think. So you can have 24 of those items within a day. So there is a max amount that we can do this. So we do have 241 out of 725. Now let's just see what kind of impact that had on our gym performance. So remember we were getting around 0.33 to 4, and now we got 0.43. So yeah, it does seem to have an impact. I'm assuming that whenever we get way up here, which we have a full day to get this happiness level all up, which is a lot, and our energy maxes out in 3 hours and 40 minutes. But every time we do work out, it actually lowers our happiness. So apparently we're some fat kids and we don't like to work out. Alright, so going back to our home, we can now see that the cost of this, we have a $300 per day fee, which I'm hoping where our income starts coming up. Our battle stats are negative for some reason from drugs. But that's okay. We're not going to do any battle right now. So I think that drug impact has about 1.5 hours or so impact. So hopefully that we just won't do any fighting until that's gone. Our manual labor, intelligence, and endurance is all still at 0. The best I can tell, that all comes from your job. So yesterday we picked the bag boy. We get $150 per day. We have to have 2 manual, 2 intelligence, and 2 endurance, which we actually don't have. So I'm not sure how we even got the job, but I guess the starter jobs is anyone can get. But we also get 2 manual labor, 1 intelligence, 3 endurance, and a grocery point every day. So they started me off with 5 when I joined, and I spent them on money. So I spent 5, did the specials, and they gave me a little bit of money. Off the 5, I got about $2,000. So it looks like I was able to steal around $400 per one. Now, it looks like you can do candy, still alcohol, and even energy drinks for increasing amounts of grocery points. But even though I had the 5, the candy and alcohol was not available for me to steal. So I took the money and ran. So I'm not sure if they all have different requirements. I'm assuming so. And as you can see, this is the only one highlighted as available. Now, I'm assuming that as we hit these benchmarks, we'll get promoted within the company. Now, seems like endurance is a pretty important one on this one. It's the highest of these. Intel seems pretty high. And outside of this, it seems like the education is the biggest way to get these. So we have all of these different choices. We chose business. So we spent $200 and we'll get 50 intelligence and 10 endurance after this. So that'll give us a big boost towards, knocking out some of those requirements. We did spend a merit on reducing our course by 2% per merit. We'll probably have to do some videos coming up on whether it's worth it or not. Oh, he required. Yep, so apparently it's not cool to be asking stuff. Yep, so apparently he wasn't happy that we asked for money, but that's okay. I think we're too low for us to be hit by him anyways, and if he did, we don't really have enough to take. It probably be a waste of energy for him to even bother with us with our measly $4,000. Yeah, so I think that'll be wrapping this up for this session. I think we're going to log off, wait for our energy to build up and our happiness to build up, and just kind of jump in and out throughout the time. Thanks for watching.